home space. This is Mission Control. Do you copy? Mission Control to North Star 4 survivors. Do you copy?
I made a pretty controversial tweet about devices being online and offline.
Unable to establish communication connection.
It turned into a giant firestorm, and the whole internet turned on me and completely destroyed my life. I had no job. I didn't know what to do. I was stuck in Seattle. I hated it there. So I just started being creative. Adrift is about this. It's about the idea of action, consequence, and redemption, and how you can either curl up in a ball when shit goes south, or you can harness that and do something creative and positive with it and turn this horrible thing into something that you grew from and learned something from. Every single bit of the narrative is taken from my life, warts and all. My name is Adam Orth. I'm the founder and creative director of 310 in Santa Monica, California.
Emergency life support system online.
I've always been fascinated with soul survivor stories.
You're Alex Oshima and you wake up and your whole world is destroyed and you're floating in space and the Earth is down there. You want to get home. That's the story, that's the game. I'm Samuel Bass. I am the technical design director at 310. Adrift is a very reflective, melancholy game. It's not about wallowing in sadness. It's more about experiencing a sense of loss and a sense of being alone and regret. The visuals and the sound and the whole experience is designed to put you there and make you feel that too, without going, you are sad now.
I never wanted you to encounter another living being because I wanted that singular experience of really being lost in space and kind of left to figure this out for yourself.
It's just about pure survival. I'm Jason Barajas, and I'm the art director at 310. There's no violence and there's no guns, there's no aliens chasing you, so you're not on this time crunch to really race through the experience.
We all come from doing these military-themed first-person games, which is, at least on a personal level, very different to how I would like the world to be. The stars kind of aligned for us, which is a rare thing in any kind of creative industry, to get a chance to do what you actually want to do.
Our initial thought of 310 was, this is an amazing office space here on the promenade, and we would come in a few times a week and work at home a couple times a week, but we live all over LA.
It took me a while to adjust to it, and it was rough for me more than anyone else because I was here alone. And it was so cool having everyone feel free and open to do something, and then to be concentrating on this totally exciting new technology.
My running jokes with VR is, welcome to VR development, everything you know is wrong. So you have to learn new tricks and new ways of doing things. And so a lot of the game was going, well, we can't do that. What can we do instead? The fact that when you're playing a game and people put on the Oculus helmet for the first time, they're not going to listen to anything you tell them for the first couple minutes. Like, there's no way. And if we put you in and immerse you and they go, no, hold up, let's explain this to you in great, boring depth.
When I first thought about Adrift and the style, I initially wanted to just do all white, just really bright white light, 2001-esque, but that quickly became just really boring and repetitive. We set like a template, like emergency red, emergency white, 2001 white, very moody, dark lighting.
Multiple personal data devices detected and online.
Sound is really important in Adrift. Minimalism was our keyword, so it's not a game where you have blaring orchestral soundtrack and machine guns and explosions. It kind of hits you on this emotional level where you're like, oh, it's not just bleeps and bloops and computer sounds. It creates a vibe. Sometimes when I was working on the game, I would find myself floating around looking at the earth and listening to the music. I wouldn't be working anymore. Something kind of beautiful about that. One of the things when Adam really put the world and the story together is he came up with all the other people that are on the Hardeman North Star 4 with you. They're all these real people with real problems, real lives, and aren't generic video game guy B.
Personal log, McDonough, Andrew.
Floating there in silence, waiting for the end.
We really wanted to let you get to know them, with the trade-off being they're all dead because of the accident. And so we can't have them go, hi, I'm Bob, and this is my life.
I really saw how selfish I've been with her. I have to change.
There's a lot of information out there in the world if you're willing to look for it. And so you learn about these people. The idea being that by the time you find their body floating alone in the coldness of space, it becomes this real emotional moment.
Okay, I got this person's story and I see how it relates to me, and it was a moment, and I gotta take their memory and hopefully their item back to Earth with me.
I've played this game a million times, and still, when you find those bodies and you see them, it hits you somewhere kind of deep and personal.
The final moment of Adrift is the first thing I came up with, right? I came up with the instant beginning and the very last moment.
Alex returns to Earth. You see the sun on the rim of the Earth.
You're starting to go through the atmosphere, the craft is shaking, and the atmosphere is burning up on the windows, and everything just kind of fades out, fades to white. And you hear the breathing of Alex, breathing, breathing, and then she says, home. Going home, I got to a point where I realized everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be different, forever different from this experience. And it affected my life in permanent ways, but it wasn't the end of the world. I became a different and better person, and I moved on and to the next thing. I went home.